Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Grumpy Vlogger Live.
Whew. Hello, folks. Hello, everyone out there. For those of you that might be watching, I'm doing something different tonight. I am on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, guys, and I'm simulcasting everywhere. Oh, look, it's got... Apparently, it's got closed captioning on Facebook, which I'm monitoring over there. So, anyways, let's not mess around. Let's bring in my little buddy, none other than Mr. Art Carlson.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No hat tonight. I combed my hair.
Oh. Wow, looks good.
Yeah. See,
you got a big forehead.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's sliding. It's, I don't do the comb over because I pull back. But anyways, yeah, it's something new. I'm trying Facebook, and decided I'd try that. I've never done it before, and good. I got closed captioning. I can read what I say in case I don't remember.
There you go. Now you can finally keep up on that reading that you always wanted to do for your New Year's resolution.
That's it. And not only that, if I forget what I said, there's just enough of a delay I can look over and it'll put it up right after I said it. So anyways, let's welcome everybody in. Let's start who we got. We have Jody. Drone Shots was here first. Chris Wedgeworth is right in behind him. Mr. J's RC. And let's who we had next. Oh, Bob Casey, Mr. Bob Casey. Oh, I got to talk about prizes here in a little bit, but let me get through this. Bob Casey. See, drone shots. Off. Mel 400AGL. You slid in here. And Hot Rod in Daytona. Hello. Blind Neil. Not sure how the closed captioning will help him, but it's going to help me.
Yep. Then we have Chris. Sunrise Water Media.
Chris Sunrise Water Media, that's right. Let's see, 400AGL.
Steve Carpenter.
Steve Carpenter, okay. Boy, MKRC. Oh, that's Mel's other channel. MKRC Builds and Products, yeah.
Okay.
And Drone Rob just came in. Hello, Drone Rob. Okay. So, got to tell you, this was, ouch, that was almost rude. I didn't mean it to be rude, Mel. It's just, that is, for those of you that need 3D printing or need stuff made for your RC cars, you need to reach out to Mr. Mel at MKRC Bills, B-U-I-L-D-S, and product, not B-I-L-L. Yeah. You don't need no bills, so don't send him any.
Bells.
Yeah. Bells. Anyways.
Ringy-dingy.
One ringy-dingy, two ringy-ding. And looks like Trevor came dragging in here, so. Yeah, so I don't know how to read the chat or how to bring up the chat on Facebook. So if you guys are watching me on Facebook and it's annoying, just switch over to YouTube and you'll find me on there. But hey, I sent out 2 of the prizes today. I got them ordered. They're not sent out, but they're ordered. They're being printed and they're being sent. But I'm still missing 3 addresses, and I'll go into that. I'll bring up my list here in a minute so I can get your addresses because it's being sent directly from the factory. And, last month or the end of November, I took Judy out shopping, and she was wearing her wedding ring that I bought for our 20th anniversary. I just bought her a new one for our 40th, but she was wearing the one from her 20th. And a lady come up, and she was a tweaker, I'm pretty sure, because she was outside dancing to the music in the air or some crap. Yeah. And then she came over and prayed for Judy, held her hand, and when it was all said and done, Judy realized that her ring was gone, and we're pretty sure she stole it. So, that's that. And it was heartbreaking because she'd had it. It was really nice. So this month, the 20th of January, is her birthday, and I started hunting for a replacement. Now, the thing that was unique about this ring is it was a heart-shaped center stone, very much like what mine is. Mine's heart-shaped as well. And so we'd had a match set. So I had to hunt. And I hunted and I hunted and I looked and I hunted and I finally found one. Says it was sent from Midland, Texas, but I followed the routing on it and it came from at least one of the New York exchanges. I had to take it. It's beautiful. It's every bit as nice a diamond.
Wonderful.
As a matter of fact, the quality is the same. It's the same appraisal. So, and I was able to get it at a really good price, because that burned flies, man.
Flying around there.
Yeah, it's like I think it's as big as a flat. Get out of here. God almighty, these flies around here get big. But these are like Australian flies, But anyways, so that came in today and she was happy. And,
awesome.
When That's women are happy and overjoyed, they want to do something. So what do? We went to Walmart.
And she lost.
No. I kept an eye on that ring. I made her check it actually, she held, she kept that hand that had the ring on it doubled up the whole time she's going through Walmart. But this is
with a rubber glove over it.
Yeah, well, she was about ready to, but no, I had this one sized, Aussie flies. That's about it too. But, so she's very happy and but we went to Walmart. I got a video of a character that was standing out there. If you're wondering why I'm not wearing a hat, it's mainly because one, I lost my Grumpy Vlogger hat that I sell. I lost mine. It's hidden somewhere it's lost in our bedroom somewhere. So I haven't got it. So I've been wearing my other Grumpy. Well, I took it off today and just realized just before the show started that I didn't have my hat on. So I said, to hell with it. I combed my hair today. So this is what I look like without a hat.
Good.
Yeah. But anyway, so Art, how's your day going?
I'm doing pretty good. We lost another celebrity, Bob Saget.
Yeah, Bob Saget. I mean, he just did a show. Yep, yeah, I know.
That's right.
Yeah, he just done a show.
In Florida, of all places.
In Florida, yeah. I suspect they're going to find out.
Florida is known as God's waiting room.
That's true. That's true. That's where all the old people go to die. Yeah, yeah. Especially those from New York.
Well, now the full house isn't so full.
Trevor says that yes, you're right. I just caught that too. Trevor says that all their flies got stuck in the U.S. because of COVID. Yeah, and I don't know what the hell's going on with my green screen fluctuating. I've got to do something with my lights. Either that, I think one of my lights went out, and I think I may have put in too strong of a bulb in it. So I've got to redo something, or I bumped the screen and it needs to be tightened or something. Who knows?
I found out the cause of death for Betty White. Turns out it was caused when she shaved her schnauzer.
I'm speechless.
Well, she likes dogs.
I know she was an animal lover. Yes, yeah. Chris Hope, if you're watching this, you just see what you put, because I've talked to Chris a little bit earlier and he's not going to be able to come on, but he said, you and I have it. So Chris, thanks. You just threw me under the bus. Chris, Sunrise Water Media says, I can relate to losing your hat. I am so good at misplacing things that I can probably make things disappear in an empty room. I got to tell you, Judy, we came in the living room and unloaded the car and stuff, and so she'd had a stroke 6 days previous. That's what you've heard. That's what Blind Neil says. So okay, yeah, it could be because I mean she was close to
almost 100 years old.
Almost, yeah. She was 17 days short.
Back.
Yeah, 18 days, 17, something like that. Yeah, yeah. But anyways, Arco was a professional. Yeah, was a professional comedian. He was, yes. Yeah.
Well, I was channeling my inner Bob Saget to do some aristocrat material.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was listening. I don't know if anybody listens to Fox News, but I had it on the radio when we was driving around, and I was listening to Greg Gutfeld on the 5 talking about, hello, Maddie. Welcome.
Hey, Maddie.
Anyway, and he was talking about, he had said he was calling on the phone, was with Bob Saget, and he says, oh, tell Bob Saget I said hi, and he says, I heard him in the background, oh, F off, because Bob Saget, his shows, from what I understand, not his character he played on TV, but his shows were pretty blue. He had some pretty blue material. So
oh yeah, his persona was his comedy routine was so different than what he
played on Full House. Or Danny Tanner. Yeah. Or the guy he played on America's Funniest Home Videos. I mean, he was on that thing for, I think, 9 years.
Yeah, wow.
And it was always highly rated. I started seeing guys 65 dying. That kind of bothers me because that's getting too close to home.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's massive heart attack.
Maddie's heart attack.
They found him in his bed.
Yeah. And he just posted some stuff on Facebook or YouTube, or not Facebook, on
what, Twitter?
Yeah. Maddie says you watch him on Full House and you watch him on stand up and you're like, WTF, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of there's we lost some God, this last couple of weeks have been rough.
Yep. Sidney Poitier,
yeah.
Peter Bogdanovich.
Yeah, now
okay,
that's right.
Picture Show.
The Last Picture Show. Yeah, we discussed it. See, we just talked about that yesterday, Art, and I've already forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! So
Grumpy Vlogger, brought to you by Prevagen.
Prevagen. Yeah, I know, right? But
hey, Kai.
Yeah. Well, hello, Kai. How you doing? And that reminds me of this. Let's see, did I do that? Let's see. I'm looking here. Good God.
Oh man, boy, they're really flying around.
Yeah, they are. Oh,
Did
that ain't gonna work.
Ranger take a dump in there? Maybe that's
no, man. It's well, good. There's one damn fly is what it is, but he's
very active.
He is very, very active. Yeah.
You think in the wintertime there wouldn't be any flies flying around?
Yeah, but it's 50 degrees today here, so it's like we haven't had very much cold weather at all, and I got to make sure I close my sippy cup because there's not. Yeah, we've all come close if we have. Exactly.
Close that lid on it after you take a sip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me do something here while I'm thinking about it. If it, there we go. Come on. All right, there we go.
Oh, Kai got the COVID.
Oh no! Really?
Oh, get well soon, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the Omicron or the Omicron or whatever the hell it's called, it's more like cold than not as deadly as the Delta.
Well, I don't. Why do I not have him? I was trying to send Kai the link, and in case he fit. But if he's got COVID, he probably doesn't. He's probably not feeling like. Yeah. Yeah. There's. It's not as deadly. I heard some stuff today that it's. I don't know. I'm to that point that I don't even know about what's going on anymore. I'm just like, okay, I'm doing my thing and keeping my head down, doing what I got to do for me and everybody else do for them. And yeah, I hope you get over it rather.
Yeah,
it's more contagious, but not as lethal. Yeah.
Just get some rest, stay home, and once you start feeling better, just kind of quarantine yourself for at least 5 days.
Yeah.
Yes, Mel, that's funny.
I was just not in any shape to live anytime soon. All right, Kai. That's yeah, you're right, Chris. He's going to bully that virus into submission.
There you go.
That's it. Just think, Kai, just think of COVID. Or just think of Chris breaking your controller your controller. Every time you cough, just think of COVID as Chris after he broke your controller. So, Flurona. Yeah, I suspect I think we're going to get, I think that's what, at the end of the day, after every, like Australia's getting hammered right now because they kept it locked out for so long,
Yeah, they're even keeping tennis stars out.
Yeah, well, that's not much loss.
Well, they finally, let him in to go. I mean,
Steve Mack.
Talk about a sport that's just perfect for Corona is because look at the social distancing in that game.
Yeah,
it's not like football where you're breathing on each other and hitting. You can't be any farther than tennis. What are you, about 20 feet away from each other?
20 feet away? Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that Omicron, it's very smart.
Yes, it is.
You gotta be at least 20 feet away.
Speaking of being 20 feet away, you never know how I'm going to introduce you, do you?
It's always a surprise.
Yeah. So what's going on,
Ron? Just home last night from a 19-day on the road.
Oh boy.
So it's good to be home and relax a little bit. Left home December 22nd.
Okay.
And just got home last night.
Where'd you go?
I went to Yellowstone for Christmas. And there on the 28th.
Right.
And instead of going home, I just drove directly west or east and went to work. And
went to work, yeah.
5 extra shifts. We got a few people out. And I was trying to help out, and I smelled the overtime too. So
yeah.
Nothing wrong with overtime. It helps pay for those other hobbies you've got.
Yeah, get all these expensive habits, so help pay for them.
Yep.
But other than that, it's good to be home. And I got home yesterday, and I said I've been relaxing for about 24 hours. I've been taking care of my friend though, who's not.
Oh yeah, he's not. Oh
no, that's been consuming a little bit of my time since I got back. I just got home from his house. I was up there helping him all day today and grocery shopping and getting things for him. And yeah, he kind of took a turn for the worst. I
hate to hear that.
Yeah, he the man tries so hard to do everything on his own, but
Right.
we had a little come to Jesus discussion today.
Oh, did you?
And I'm tired of hearing, I owe you, I owe you, I owe you. No, you don't owe me nothing.
Right.
You've given me
Right.
your
Exactly.
you've given me your friendship, and that is more than payment for me. And that's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we had a lot to talk about, a lot of things today, and like I said, you're dealing with that thing with Judy, with everything she's got going on, and I'll tell you,
Oh,
Lloyd,
yeah.
I actually talked to a lot of people about you, and I said, Lloyd, I said, man, he's a dedicated dude, man. You're there every minute for her, taking care of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's what I signed on for when I married her.
It's what you sign up for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And
but it's supposed to be nearly 50 tomorrow. I may go out and fly a drone tomorrow.
oh,
There
that's
you
an
go.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I've
be
got-
in the 50s all this week here in Denver.
You're still getting. I saw on the news today, Art. You guys are still getting those hellacious winds down there.
Yeah.
Today was really nice. If I wasn't so tired after work, I would have gone out.
We'll see you,
tonight.
Kai. Get some rest.
Take care, Kai. Yeah. But El Presidente came down here Friday because of the fires that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Over 1,000 homes were destroyed. Yeah.
You're up to 1,000 now?
Yep.
The last I spoke was like 600 or something.
Now it looks like some of those folks might, even with their insurance, they might not be able to cover the cost to replace the house.
Really?
Because look at the price of lumber and
Yeah.
and
Because
also,
unless you
the price of the homes have gone up too.
and welcome Bill from Coast to Coast Drones.
Yeah.
Let's say we're keeping up on their, keep updating their insurance
insurance. Yeah, because unless you have like an insurance policy, which is a fortune to buy, 100% replacement cost,
right.
You kind of do it in tiers on, how you do it, whether some things cover all the way down to the slab, some things cover, including the slab, or the foundation, it depends on some of those full replacement costs. And, I know what I pay mine out monthly because now, it wasn't so bad. I didn't think anything about the cost of insurance before my house was paid off. But once my house was paid off, that's money that comes. I didn't miss it because it was all included in my house payment.
Right.
But once I quit paying that, well, then I had to start either coming up with the money every year, which unless you put back for it, that's kind of a pain to do, because something else comes up. Well, I don't have to pay that for 8 more months. I'll take another $100 out, and at the end of that, so I just pay it. I have my car insurance, and my house insurance all coming out of one account for the same, every month. So it just makes it cheaper. But yeah, once you pay off, I know a lot of people. My cousin, she paid off her house, and then the house next door caught fire. Somebody set it on fire. And this is up in Tulsa, and they're in a standard small subdivision. The lots are 50, 60 foot wide at the best. And so this house, the siding caught on fire, and of course it burnt the siding all off of her house because it was on that side. Well, her insurance, she had just dropped her insurance, and she couldn't get any money from the people next door because it was arson.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so the arsonist the people set their house on fire next door. The insurance company wouldn't pay out on anything. Of course, she couldn't get anything because, she dropped her insurance. So,
shoot. Yeah, I learned a little lesson today. Where I live, it's kind of remote, a little bit remote. I got to drive about 35, 40 minutes to get to a bigger town that has like a Lowe's, Home Depot type, place.
Right.
And there's a town about 10 miles from me though. And I went down into there and there's a hardware store, but I know you don't sell lumber. And I went down in there, but I noticed a contractor business right beside there. And I'm like, I'm just going to take a wild chance. I needed 3 60-inch 1x4 or 1x5 boards.
Right.
Like, just let me take a wild chance. I pulled in there and found a guy, and I said, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm trying to save myself from driving an extra hour, an hour and a half round trip." I said, "This is what I'm doing." I said, "I'm helping a disabled friend out, and I need 3 boards." He goes, "I can help you out." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And so he takes me inside of his shop. He gives me 3 1x4 or 5. I can't remember if they were 1x4s or 1x5s. I think 1x5s. They were 8-foot boards, $30. I'm like,
wow.
I never used to be able to buy them for about $3 or $4 a piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the cost of lumber right now is just unbelievable. But I bought it,
Yeah. While I'm thinking about it, real quick, I need to say, I don't know if he's in here or not, but Eric Waterby, I need your address if you're watching, or if you're not watching, hopefully you'll see this on replay. Bob Casey, I need your mailing address, and Jody, I need your mailing address. Other than that, I'm good to go. That way
Curtis.
I can. Hello, Curtis. What the hell is going on?
Curtis, your coffee should get to you by
there it is.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, I was bringing up the wrong one.
Oh shit!
Okay, yeah. So
Blind Neil's experiencing what I experienced. That's not, the funny thing.
Mine is there. Wow.
Wyoming. I left North Dakota yesterday morning, 15 below. And the weird thing is there was no wind. And I went outside to get my truck ready to go home. And I'm like, still feel too bad. And I'm like, what's the matter with me? It's 15 below zero.
Yeah, I know, right?
But over the past 12 days or so that I was up there, 14 days I was up there, we never got above
Thanks,
5
Bob.
below.
Yeah.
And the one mission we did, in Harvey, North Dakota, we picked up a patient 44 below ambient temperature. I don't know what the wind chill was, but the ambient temperature was 44 below. And I was sitting there loading up the patient, and I'm kind of mumbling to myself, "I love my job. I love my job. I love my job." Trying to convince myself I love my job.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to put my email address in there in case you guys don't have it.
Chief 5x8
CDX. Well, we were talking about the homes that burned. There were some homes that didn't burn. And their problem is the ash and the smoke from the other homes have damaged those buildings.
It's like when I just being a brand new homeowner, and it almost makes me, just based on what you're saying, Art, it almost makes me want to call my insurance agent tomorrow, and just based on the way they were explaining my homeowner's insurance, that in the event of, like I said, like a fire like that, they said we will build you. I forget how they worded it. Something very comparable to what you had, plus the the contents, whatnot.
Yeah.
So, in saying what you're saying, like you said, yeah, maybe back, what was that, 6 months, a year ago, when lumber was not that bad, and now it's like 3 times as much, and so you got to wonder, what is it that I'm going to get, and how much is it going to cost me above that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You definitely need to keep. My insurance company is pretty good. Every year, about the 1st of October or so, Actually, the 1st of September, because my actual policy on my house renews every October 1st. So
Right.
it just because that's when we bought the house, and it has nothing to do with the fiscal year. That's just with the time we bought the house. And so they always call me in for a review.
Right.
And so I get to sit down and say, and they'll say, well, we're going to raise your price because, and I said, okay. And they said, but if you get this policy, it'll stay the same and you'll get this much, but you might lose a little on that. And he's like, just give me the best damn policy for the least amount of money and let's be done with it. Like,
Yeah.
why the hell's it got to be so friggin' complicated?
Yeah.
My house burns down. I want the crap inside replaced and I want the crap on the outside replaced. Let's be done with it. And
I actually, again, just being a new homeowner, my mind was refreshed on a lot of things. And one of them was, I had to go grocery shopping for homeowners insurance. And I actually called probably half a dozen places. You wouldn't believe the variant in pricing.
Oh, yeah.
Really, excuse my French, but it really pissed me off. They were the lowest priced ever of all of them. And I called the lady and I said, hey, can you explain these terms to me? She spent 45 minutes, and I'm not kidding you, 45 minutes on the phone with me. And she went through everything. And I'm like, this really sounds good. I said, you know what? I got one more person to talk to, which thank God is the one I have now. I said, but chances are I'm probably going to be calling you tomorrow morning and signing up with you.
Right.
3 minutes.
Okay, Curtis.
And I told you, 3 minutes after I hung up the phone with her, after a 45-minute conversation, she wrote me an email and said, we can not insure you. You have too many trees in your area and on your property.
Oh.
I'm sitting there thinking, you effing bitch. Excuse my French.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sound like English to me.
45 minutes on the phone with you.
Go screw you and your lizard.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
or your emu.
She couldn't call me back and say, hey, there's been a problem. Something. No, she emailed.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Saved our best.
Well, I've been with the same insurance company since I first got insurance. I've been with Farmers, and a lot of people don't like Farmers, but they've been fair to me. Matter of fact, the policy that we now have on our van, because I just keep transferring it, that policy has been in force without interruption. Now that they changed the number about 10 years ago, but up to that time, it had the same policy number. That policy has been in force since 1953. It was first put on a 1953 Chevy.
Wow.
My mother bought the car. She couldn't drive. She was in a car wreck with her aunt. A guy hit him head on, and she had to go through extensive surgery on her leg, and they both almost died. This is back in 1950, I think, something like that. And anyways, after everything was said and done and they settled, she got the money. Yeah, she got I'm sitting here. I'm looking at numbers now all of a sudden. Anyways, so she paid cash for the car, paid it off right there on the spot. And she went down there, picked it out, and they said, would you give us time and you can come pick it up and drive it home? She said, no, you'll have to deliver it. I don't know how to drive. I don't have a driver's license.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Well, then why'd you buy a car? She says, because my brother is a truck driver and he's going to teach me how to drive. And so they delivered it to the house. So that policy was in effect from when she bought that car. And when after my dad passed away, she moved in with us. I had myself put on it, to help give her a better rate. And it became part of ours. And then the number was so old that when the last insurance company I got, when they updated their computers, when they had to finally discontinue that number. It was so old. Every time I'd call it in, they said, "We don't recognize that number. Are you sure?" And it turned out it was the oldest numbered policy that they'd had in force, still in force in the state of Oklahoma, and they thought with all of Farmers Insurance. So, and we're still using the same policy. I mean, it goes all the way back to 1953. I just keep transferring it to vehicles, which is what my folks always did.
Right.
And when I had it put in, when I had my name put on it, and when she passed away, the car was already, transferred to us anyways. She had my name put on the title after my dad died so that we could take care of it. And yeah, so they've done me good. We had a grass fire. A power line blew down, snapped the top of the pole, and power line blew down. And it was in 2012. And I mean, it burned right up to our house. I mean, it was bad, and it burned up my hot tub. Let me tell you what, a hot tub, when those things catch on fire, they are hot. Yeah, it blew out a glass door just from the heat.
Wow.
A double pane glass door, as a matter of fact. And but anyways, yeah, they so I had this one building. Well, it was a junk shed, I just had stuff out there, and it was like, but there was a lot of stuff in there. And I said, just give me $500 and I'll be good. She says, no, you're going to come out. We're going to inventory every piece of thing we can find, whether it's burnt or not. You're going to inventory it, and then we're going to pitch it, and we're going to haul it off for you.
Wow.
Boy, I'm glad I listened to them, because they gave me a $12,000 check for that crap in that shed that I wanted $500 for.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up getting, they replaced all my flooring in the house because they couldn't get to the fire from the backyard because of how bad it was. So they brought the fire hose through my house. Well, that let smoke in the house. It smoke damaged all my house, the inside of it. And they cleaned out every room except this office. They said they opened the door, and then they pulled it shut and said, "We don't want to go in there." But they paid me to clean. They paid me to get my guitars cleaned and all that stuff too, so I could take them in and have them. Yeah, they were good, and they ended up, I ended up doing real well with it. But like I said, not everybody has that experience, but I did.
Yeah.
Put up what Steve Carpenter said there.
Can I share a 10
Hey, Ron
second
Brown.
video with you, Boyd?
Can you share what?
A 10, 15-second video with you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it up there.
When I went to Yellowstone, I had expectations and hopes. And I refused to film just anything.
Hello, Ron.
Something's got to catch my eye, to
right.
film it. Unfortunately, and I knew there was that possibility. I didn't know all 4 days I was going to be there, but I was hoping for some sun and some blue sky, but had none of the above. I had some hopes of getting some real good wildlife footage. I got a little bit, but nothing to what I had planned. I planned on making a whole video of this trip, but I only got like 4 or 5 clips of some stuff. But one of the things I wanted to point out to anybody in the chat and anybody that's listening, but if you go to a national park, one thing you don't want to do, there are signs, especially of Yellowstone, that says, do not approach the animal.
The fluffy cows.
You do not pet the fluffy cows.
Yeah, right.
I was down in an area called the Lamar Valley, and one of the parked vehicles pulled up alongside of me, and I looked over, and I'm like, I know that lady. Well, here she recognized me from 8 months ago. She was, I thought that was you. And she's not a park ranger, but I forget what her title is. But she rides around and she kind of educates people on what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go. And she says, hey.
She works for Moose and Goose.
Yeah. But she said, she goes, hey, there's a fresh elk kill up on the junction. And I'm like, really? She goes, I'm heading up there. I'm like, I'm right behind you. So we take off, we go up there, And as you're heading the last 1,000 yards, there's a row of pine trees on the right, and there's one break in the pine trees. And I looked down, and sure as hell, I looked down through this opening, and I saw 6 wolves 150 yards off the road eating on a brand new elk carcass. And I'm like, oh my God, what a photo op this is going to be.
Really? Yeah, perfect.
And it's snowing, but the 2 cameras I had, I'm like, I'm going to be able to zoom right in on their faces, you know.
Right.
I get up there, I park, I get out, tripod's getting out, and I'm just slapping the camera up on the tripod. And down along those pine trees, I looked out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, dear God. I looked down. There were 3 chuckleheads that come down out of those pine trees. They had parked down the road about 300-400 yards. They parked illegally, number one. Number two, they walked down through those pine trees with their cell phones, captain of the tourist team, and they would down and try to get pictures of those wolves with their cell phones. Well, as soon as the wolves saw them, gone. They bolted. And that lady, she's like, holy crap. She radios for the Rangers. They came up. They were there 6-7 minutes later. Lit those boys up, all 3 of them. I think, if you guys remember, it was actually national news back in about April or May. The lady with the grizzly with the
Yeah.
Apparently, they're going to appear in front of the same judge who has no tolerance for this. He's a brand new judge to that area. Turns out she had a cabin in the park. She was kicked out of the park permanently, never to enter again. And I found this out through my hotel that I stayed at in the north part of the park, Gardner, Montana. She came to the motel, or the Motel 8, or Super 8 rather. And the lady behind the counter was telling me about her. She's like, yeah, she actually came and said, I don't know what I did wrong, you know. Anyhow, these 3 guys, they could be facing anywhere between a $5,000 and $15,000 fine.
Yeah,
is what they could be facing. I lost out on getting footage, but what I captured afterwards was the wolves took off, but the coyotes came in. They're not as timid as the wolves, but
right.
It was really sucked. But let me share the few couple second clips that I got. Okay, it should be coming at you now.
Yep, there it is. Let's see, add to stream.
Okay. Let me know when my screen is showing, Lloyd. Yep. Okay, it is.
Yeah.
But here's all I got. Just in my trip, caught some moose. This is outside the park, obviously. But here I was on Christmas Day. It was snowing like crazy. That bald eagle. I love watching the bison trying to dig down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
did that in slow motion.
This is awesome.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
This is the elk kill. This kill is only about 4 or 5 hours old, but look how much is gone. These coyotes,
oh my God,
having a field day.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Well, that's good.
Cool.
Hey, I don't know if any of you guys know. I obviously don't pay attention to what DJI sends out, or I don't pay attention. But do you guys know what the DJI mic is? Have you guys heard of that?
DJI mic?
Yep.
Oh.
Huh. Have not heard of that.
Yes. Now they may not have released it. It may not be for sale yet, but it's a wireless mic system. And it's they're $329. It says new item coming soon. Okay. Let's look at the specs on this. You get 2 clip-on microphones that you can. They're square. They come in a rechargeable case. 2400 to 2483 megahertz is the frequency band. It auto scans. Maximum audio range 820 feet or 250 meters line of sight. Now, I watched a guy testing this thing, and he was like, he had his camera set up, and then he walks around to the next. He's on one. He puts the camera up on one ridge, and he's got the unit up on. It's plugs into the camera jack. That's the main unit. That's the transmitter.
Right,
And he walks all the way over to the next ridge over, which is good quarter-mile away or more, and his voice is crystal clear.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It's built-in recorder. No, it's got a bunch of things that audio in and out. It's got a 1 by 1/8 inch or 3.55 millimeter TRS female unbalanced output, and it's got a head. You can also put in a headphone with it too. So, and some of the guys just they'll put a lavalier mic and it's got a clip. Let me see if I can share the picture of this thing. Let me go back to overview. I don't know if anybody's seen this or not, but this is at B&H, but let me, I'll copy the link and I'll put it in this. Hello, Jim, Help at Home Jim. There, I put that in the link, but I'm also going to, let's see, share screen. Let me share that.
Oh.
That's what it looks like. This is the receiver here, or the transmitter here, and then it's got, these are the microphones. The mic's right up there, headphone jack there, or lavalier mic jack. That's the charging thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's put out by DJI.
No kidding.
DJI wireless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stumbled onto it today. I saw a review for it, and like, oh my god,
Wow.
Is from DJI. Let's see, the DJI mic wireless microphone kit from DJI enables vloggers and other creators to capture 2-channel audio from their action camera at a distance of 820 feet. The wireless mic kit consists of 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, a portable charging case, cables. Let's see, blah blah blah. I think wind socks. It's let's see. Wind socks and 3.5 TRS USB adapters. So,
wow.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's. I just thought you guys that like what you do. That is, I mean, it's a little expensive, but for a wireless system, it's not that expensive for what you get, because you get two clip-on.
Well, that's not too terribly much more than, and I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was the Rode, and God rest his soul,
Actually,
yeah.
but Rick Halbert.
Yeah, right.
I was doing a shoot that I needed an external microphone.
Right.
Sure as hell, that man sent me his whole setup. He
Right,
saved
right.
my sale. That the whole shoot would have been crap if he didn't
Right.
send that to me.
But
I'm so glad I used it and got it back to him before he passed. But
Wow.
but yeah, the guy that I saw actually did a comparison between the Rode wireless system and the this DJI system, and I thought, it just struck me. I thought, that might be something I'm going to look into, because and so look on YouTube, just type in DJI mic, MIC. That's what it's called, DJI mic wireless microphone kit. So
yeah,
it's just called
what phone or what cameras and or whatever that they're compatible with. It it's caught my interest.
I think because this has got a hot shoe underneath it, or a cold shoe mount. So you can just see, it shows right here, out and in. I mean, you could, I think the way it works is it will actually, you can go from the out, and then the way he had it, he wired it from there out, and he takes it into his audio in jack on his DSLR camera, and it synced the audio. And he says there was almost zero lag in it. I mean, it was that good.
Wow.
So Whereas, the further you get, the more lag you got. He says, but even at the full 820 feet,
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like 8 football fields.
Yeah.
No. That's like 1 football field.
3 football fields. Yeah. Damn near.
No. Yeah. Close to 3 football fields. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Math was never my strong point, folks. That's why I use a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why Tim
You live
won
in
last night
Oklahoma?
against Mel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to football in Oklahoma,
Hmm.
but they did temporarily hire Bob Stoops back for about a week until they got a new guy in. So, but anyways, I just thought, there's drone people out there. There's, vloggers. Everybody on this channel would appreciate. That was my heads up for the day. And so, whoops, stop sharing. Let's see, stop sharing. There we go. Oh, and I heard back. Remember back in September when the TFR was put up down there along the border?
Oh yes, do tell.
I put in a Freedom of Information Act, and I heard back. I got a copy of it.
Oh.
And initially, it was denied. The request was on behalf of the law enforcement officials down there. On behalf. And it says, there is a lot of scrutiny about the illegal immigrants camped out on the border, and it could be a safety factor. And they denied it. They said, that's not a reason. So, however it was handled over the phone after that.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was handled over the phone after that, but I got a copy of it, and they redacted basically the names, but initially it was put in that, they were told straight up, the FAA will not authorize that TFR because what you're asking is illegal. Because the way they asked for it was, we're getting too much scrutiny from the press and drones in this area.
Wow.
And they said, you're going to have to come up, it basically says, you got to come up with a better excuse than that. And then it was later thanking them for the phone conversation, which they discussed their details in further depth. So
they
just saying,
Brandon.
I'm sure that came from higher
yeah.
up. And I know YouTube.
Oh yeah.
YouTube,
yeah.
How political you two are, especially on your Sunday show there.
That
Christmas video of President Dumbass and his what passes for a wife sitting there, and they were, I guess, doing a video or a phone.
They were. Yeah. They were taking phone calls.
One kid's dad said, he was like being all super nice, and then right at the end, he goes like, way to go, Brandon. He was like, yeah, way to go, Brandon.
Yeah, he said, let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, I remember that.
And his wife,
they're all like going, yeah.
The look on his wife's face was priceless. I'm like, oh my God.
Probably the look my wife has when I say something really stupid.
Well, check out the video of when the president came to Colorado for the fire, and he gives his little speech. Watch that and look at Governor Polis's face, because Joe tried to be funny and tell a joke by saying, "All right, now let's pick our basketball team." And you heard one kind of in the background, and it's like, cricket.
Yeah, well, I heard that he took, his press conference. Basically, I heard he gave a press conference somewhere, and it was basically, "Yep, things are good," and he walks off or something along that line. It was like that was his press conference. It qualified. It was less than a minute. They said it qualified as they considered that. That's what he considered. He'd done a press conference today or yesterday. I don't know when it was. But anyways,
yeah. Go home have his oatmeal and go take a nap.
Yeah, hey, I am fully in support of naps. Okay, I'm not against naps. I want people to know that right now. I have nothing against naps.
Mhm.
Which I could use one about now, anyways. But oh, by the way, before we go any further, I want to remind everybody at the top of the hour, if you want to hear real drone news about real drones and people that actually fly them instead of people like me that just talk about them,
Mhm.
Drone Nation at the top of the hour, Mr. Ron Brown, who was in the chat, and
Mhm.
I sent him the link, but he didn't pop in, so he said he was running behind, and I've already missed the shameless plug, so I'm not going to do a shameless plug tonight. You guys, the link is in the description for my show, or for my merch, so if you want to do that, if those of you who are watching this or see this on Facebook, please come over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. And I've got one like off of Facebook, so I don't know how good that is, but that's what it's showing. And
Probably the Betty White joke.
yeah, I think I got that like afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like it just came on a couple minutes ago, and it's 5:07 already. Well, 5:08 your time. You're Central, aren't you? Are you Central? Or?
Yeah, I'm Central. No, I'm Central. Yeah, so it's almost
Central, I'm Mountain.
Yeah, it's what time is it? 4 minutes to go before the end of the show. So and I will run till 7, and then if anything happens in between now and 7, I'll run over. But otherwise, I will shut down and start my timer at 7 o'clock. But Steve Mack says that was his like. Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if you saw what he said. Masks are okay, but some people need a bag over their head. Yeah, I've noticed that because I do always like. That was your Facebook like. I appreciate that, Steve. At least somebody saw it. But I always appreciate seeing the young ladies, and I've talked about. Remember when I used to drive by the smoke shop back when I was vlogging all the time? And Ron, that may have been before you really got involved, but I used to always chat up the gals in the smoke shop, especially the really pretty ones. Oh yeah, okay.
I'm still mad at you about that one time. You were like, "Holy crap, look at that!" I'm like, "God damn it, Lloyd! Point the camera in the right direction."
Yeah, I've done that more than once, but there was a couple of them that they really were nice looking, especially when they were up reaching for the cigarettes on the top shelf and stuff. But when they turned around, it wasn't the same. Yeah. So I will say that since COVID, all the girls that work there now are pretty, because whether you're looking at them from the front or the back, they're nice looking because most of them have a mask on now, and that's really improved the eye candy at that particular smoke shop.
Lloyd, you need to follow my policy. Remember, love is only a light switch away, but you can always feel fat in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know you guys. I'm sure you guys have heard of or watched, at least once seen the movie Coyote Ugly.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I've experienced a couple of Coyote Uglies in my life in my younger days. It was actually I married a Coyote Ugly. That was my second wife. When I sobered. Yeah, well, that was my second ex-wife, I should say. Yeah. Because after 18 months later, after I sobered up, I thought, oh my God, what in the hell was I thinking? And so I divorced her, but yeah, she was definitely a Coyote Ugly. I can say that because none of her kids know who I am or where I'm at anymore, or they would even know how to find me on YouTube. So I can say that,
That girl on that movie Coyote Ugly was hot.
Oh yeah. What was her name?
I don't remember, but it don't matter. But
something.
No, she was.
Was it Paraboo or something like? She had a weird name. Yeah. Reminded me of that gal that had the same weird kind of name as that. Art's going to look up Coyote Ugly and find out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was a little hottie.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my second ex-wife she was definitely a coyote ugly, you know. And that should have been a shot that should have been a real
Oh, Piper Paraboo.
Piper Paraboo. I knew it was something like that.
Oh,
Wasn't there a gold medalist skier that had a name like that?
No, like Blind
Oh,
Neil said, a butterface. Everything was fine but her face.
Yeah, Butterface. Yeah, yeah, everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I just picked up on that, and I've been watching my on Facebook. I can watch my count go up and down there while we were talking about the DJI mic and stuff. Things started going up, and as soon as we started talking about this other crap, the views started going down again. But they're probably going over to watch. I wonder, because of what we talked about on the show, I wonder if there'll be any disclaimers put on my live stream on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, give me till August, Lloyd. This year at Sturgis, I'm taking you into the live bars.
All right.
Last year, if you remember, I drove up the street. This
right,
year,
right.
Into the titty bars.
There we go. That's what we want to see.
mm-hmm.
Preferably on a Monday night about 7:00.
I'm working on that.
Yeah. I don't know what it'll do to my YouTube channel, but it can't hurt it. But anyways, it is now 8:00, gentlemen, and I think I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. Ron, I want to thank you for bringing the footage that you brought, and glad you're back home after that long a period away from home.
It was a long
adventure. Yeah. And keep us updated on your friend. I definitely want to know how he's doing.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the same friend that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew who you was talking about. Yeah, because we've talked about him in the past. So.
He asked about you the other day.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, tell him I said hello. And
he said, "How's your friend on YouTube?" You know, because he remembers being on the live panel.
Oh yeah. I appreciate him being on. And hello, Eat More Possum. You're getting on just as the show's shutting down. So, but I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. But I want to thank you, Ron, and thank you, Art.
Before you go, I want to remind everybody that I have a special show this Saturday night. It's my birthday, so I'm doing a special birthday show. Ron, I would love to have you in the panel to kind of help celebrate my 62nd whirl around the sun.
Wow. Yeah, if I'm not out flying, next weekend is my weekend to work. But if I'm every other Saturday is my weekend to work.
Right,
and,
right.
Yeah, if I can, I'll pop in and say hi. Yep.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I want to thank, and don't forget his show next week. It's his birthday. I'm going to try and drop in, make a quick appearance, and say hi. I'll try to get in just as James comes on, because if me and James get started talking, I'll be on there the rest of the friggin' night. So, and I think the world of James. I want people to know that. I love giving him a hard time. He's a fellow Air Force veteran. What can I say bad about him?
There you go.
You know, but anyways, I want to thank everybody and those that I mentioned. And if somebody's got AR Drone Nerds mailing address, text it to me or send it to me in a message or an email or something like that. Jody, if you're watching, I assume you were because I thought I saw you in here. I think I need your address. Isn't that who I said? Bob Casey's going to text me his. So anyways, guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to put myself on full screen.
Take care, Lloyd. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Ron, I appreciate you coming in. All right, you guys take care. And folks, I am starting a timer. Y'all have a good evening.
Good night now.
Good night.
Good night.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Remember what I say, be kind, treat each other better, and treat yourselves. And remember, everybody matters, even old farts like me. Thanks for watching The Grumpy Vlogger. I'm out of here. Bye-bye for now. Have a good week.